To smoke is to declare that life is brief but beautiful. Bye. Each cigarette is a protest against the tyranny of time, a small act of rebellion against decay. The man who lights one knows that he is burning minutes of his own existence. Yet he does so with style, with patience, with a kind of resigned grace. There is dignity in that waste, an elegance in saying, "I know it will end, but I'll make it glow." Smoking is not courage, but something more refined, indifference performed beautifully.
This sentiment captures the peculiar romanticism that once surrounded smoking, not as addiction, but as aesthetic defiance. Camus, Sartre, and their generation made smoking a kind of philosophy. The cigarette became a slow suicide disguised as ritual. To smoke is to accept death not with panic but with poise. It is the visual grammar of existentialism, the exhale as sigh, the ember as heartbeat, the ash as time itself falling apart in your fingers. When Camus calls it a protest against the tyranny of time, he's describing an act that's both destructive and contemplative. Every puff is a decision. I will vanish, but on my own terms. It is mortality stylized, death rehearsed in slow motion. The smoker's calm, his eyes half-lidded behind the drift of smoke, signals not recklessness, but lucidity. He knows what he's doing. The cigarette is both countdown and companion, a metronome for the absurd. The idea that there is dignity in that waste is vintage Camus, the same fatal dignity found in Sisyphus pushing his boulder, or Merceau staring into the sun before his execution. The cigarette becomes a tiny cosmos of revolt, an object that burns knowing it will end, yet glowing beautifully as it does so. In this way, smoking is less an act of self-harm than an art of acceptance, a minor form of existential elegance. Finally, his phrase indifference, performed beautifully, distills the entire aesthetic. True coolness, in Camus' sense, is not about rebellion or toughness. It is about composure before the void. Smoking is a way to dramatize one's serenity amid futility, to say with a flick of the lighter, "I see how pointless it all is, but I'll do it gracefully anyway."